Miguel.
I'm having problems with the Wi-Fi connectivity in this room, so it's very slow. First of all, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to speak in this matter and to raise a special comment. I see that everybody's here today. I said one of the tenant directors is absent in the table, and he was absent last month as well. So I hope in your governance model that you're proposing for TCHC, you can include a replacement TCHC member who can sit down at the table and provide feedback. We got so many tenant activists, including Susan Gappa, and many people who can fill up that position. I don't know why we let the people who don't care about our tenants. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. I'm here to hear the shortfall of $35.2 million in our budget for TCHC this coming 2017. I attended December 6th meeting, the preliminary budget lunch at City Hall, and discovered that the city has $39 million of unmet funding for TCHC. I think part of the bridging plan of $100 deficit is to give us the council the choice to bridge that shortfall. I incremented more funding for TCHC, which I really absolutely agree that we need to have more funding for TCHC, especially for our tenants. Elevators. So today we talk about the issue of elevators. I don't know if there's any appetite in the board to talk again, but I'm here about talking elevators. 34,328 calls last month alone. Part of the reasons because people, there is 10 buildings that are part of a pilot project that will ensure that new elevators are in place. 220 Oak Street is one of those grace buildings to have replacement plans in motion. What happened is we have a problem. Elevators are currently being occupied by e-bikes, and that creates a disbalance on the weights of the new elevators. I have seen it. I have spoken to technicians who they say to me, you cannot bring an e-bike because of the weight of it. Then we have scooters. I don't know, and nothing against scooters, but the weight of a scooter, an e-bike, and then people, that creates an imbalance and in the result of the breakdowns. So I want to alert you that the e-bikes is a solution for us who are poor, and can we not rely on TTC? The cost of TTC is unaffordable in this city if you are on OW or ODSP. So we, as intelligent individuals we get e-bikes to get around. I have my own e-bike, and thanks to the operating manager, Barry Thomas, he has accommodated my e-bike, but not just alone, another members of the community as well. This, if we don't allow the residents to take their e-bikes into the rooms, we are protecting our buildings of future incidents. Remember 200 West Lane? We have a serious incident. Right now, that was 2010. Moving forward, 2016, new technology arrives. The e-bikes are constantly jamming the elevators. People cannot crowd it in. Same for 220 Oak Street. So that is a new problem that needs to be tackled because there's a risk potential for fires. If the batteries are not unplugged, the recommendations of the manufacturer says 4 hours time to recharge your e-bike battery in your room. Now, if you don't, there is a risk of explosion. And these are acid leak batteries, and they can create a serious problem to residents in our community. So the solution is this, simple. Is to create e-bike parking spaces. I had the opportunity to make 2 visit sites in Ward 27 and Ward 29 and 28 with my members of the community. And we found that thanks to the participatory budget, we created spaces for e-bikes. One of these locations, if you want to see it for yourselves, is 291 George Street, and the parking level number 1. They have made accommodations to add outlets for the e-bikes, but unfortunately they're being used to hold bicycle spaces. So they're taking that. There is no. What happens is there is no policy. We currently don't have a policy to enforce the e-bikes problem. So my manager is willing to help, but he says, "My God, we don't have a policy. We cannot tell the residents, do not bring your e-bike on the elevator." And it's a genuine concern. But you cannot leave your e-bike on the outside because they're gonna get stolen. So this is a situation where we need to work collaboratively together, because it's a win-win situation. We prevent incidents in our units, avoiding fires, and you give us a solution to where storage our bikes, etc., etc., etc. I can continue on and on and on. I can show you some pictures. And again, I'm done. I guess I went over my 5 minutes of fame. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. I think it's a very good point, and we should look into this. Overcrowding and of hazardous materials in an elevator is something we should be getting into. Thank you for the thoughtful presentation.
You're welcome.
With that, we would like to move into the conversation. The budget would. I'm wondering if anyone would like a short break before we get into